Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Abeer's Book Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing this book, Surely You're Joking, Mr. Fyneman, by Dr. Richard P. Fyneman. So, Richard Feynman was one of the best physicists of all time. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1965, I think, or 1966. And he was one of the greatest theoretical physicists ever, particularly within the field of quantum physics. He's sort of seen as a pioneer in many of the domains of quantum physics. And this book is it's a collection of short stories that he tells a friend. It's basically their conversations taped over a certain period of time of Dr. Richard Feynman recollecting aspects of his life, starting right from his childhood, going on to high school, university, and then all the other work that he did as a professor, and also as as someone working on the Manhattan Project in Los Alamos with people like J. Robert Oppenheimer and Enrico Fermi. So this book is basically a collection of Richard Feynman's life, and it has nothing or almost nothing to do with physics. It's not a book of physics, but I would rather say that it's a book of thinking. When you read the book, you get this sense that Richard Feynman, sometimes he can be quite eclectic and weird in or odd in the way that he thinks about situations and the way that he acts in certain situations. But on a sort of deeper level, you you get to see that he had this very unique mix of intelligence, but also curiosity, right? A lot of people are super smart, super intelligent. You give them a problem, they can get to the solution of the problem. But with Richard Feynman, it wasn't just a very linear path of problem to solution, it's not always linear thinking. With him, the case was of curiosity and always wanting to know more, always wanting to delve deeper into a topic. And the book does a very fantastic job of highlighting exactly that quality through these short stories and anecdotes. For all the greatness of Richard Feynman, you would expect him to have some level of crassness or some level of ego, right, for lack of a better word. But that's completely not the case. He never comes across as someone who pretends to be or tries to perceive himself as being more important or smarter than he is. Something that you're gonna see recurring in the book is that he's very comfortable with the concept of "I don't know." It's some people say it's one of the greatest human superpowers to say that I don't know, right? It allows you a sort of freedom or liberation from societal pressure, just saying like, hey, I don't know. And Richard Feynman does a great job of showing that attitude of, well, if you don't know something, you just say I don't know, and you try incessantly to find out about that topic and learn about it in as much detail as possible. That entire process, it really forces you to think along a certain way, and if you try executing on that, you're going to see what Richard Feynman describes as this, a great feeling of happiness almost. Right? It's this happiness of firstly accepting that you don't know something, and then the happiness in trying to find that the answer that you don't know. Right? This curiosity and this excitement about trying to figure things out is also a sort of happiness for Dr. Feynman. And the book does a great job of also describing how Richard Feynman just neglects any sort of societal pressure or unwavering or unquestioning subjugation to authority. He he has a complete suspension of these principles, meaning that it doesn't matter if the person he's speaking to is a superior. What matters is this person telling the truth? Is this person right or wrong? And doesn't matter the social status, doesn't matter the political status. And you see it again and again in these stories when, starting from his high school days, then when he was a lecturer, a professor, then when he worked on the Manhattan Project in New Mexico. There's recurring examples of this particular way of thinking. And there's a very, very nice quote within the book, if I recall it correctly, that the first principle is that you should not fool yourself because you're the dumbest person. Something along those lines. I think it's you are the easiest person to fool, right? Because people have this inbuilt sense of wanting to be right. They think, or the way the mind works is, if it thinks something, it wants to be right about it. You tend to defend positions without really knowing much about them, except that they popped into your head. And the book does a great job of explaining why that's not the best thing or not the best principle to live your life by. Now, it's in no way a very deep philosophical book. It's still an honest account of Richard Feynman's life. It's an amazing read. It's very fun and entertaining. But if you dig slightly deeper than that and you try to connect the threads and all the stories, then this is, I think this is the conclusion that you'll reach. It doesn't try to teach you any lessons directly. It's not a bullet list of how to live your life or how to approach problem solving, like 1, 2, 3. No, nothing like that. It just, it tells you stories and leaves the knitting up to you. It quietly pushes you to rethink a few things about learning itself, and about having curiosity, and also about how seriously you take yourself. So I think that's pretty much all about the book. Here it is once again. Dr. Richard Feynman, great physicist. So yeah, that's it for the review. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel to keep receiving more videos like this one. I've been Abeer Rao, and thanks for watching.